Happy Friday, trainers. If you're tired of the Medi Noctowl core, then this is the team for you. This team will completely counter it. I have a Haunter in the lead to add some extra spice. It has that Ice Punch. It has Shadow Punch for the Medi. So right here, we got the Ice Punch, and I don't want to take a move from this Mana Buzz, so I'm definitely going to shield. Gonna go ahead and currently I'm still I think I'm might be rank 15 currently. I honestly haven't been playing too much, just kind of taking it easy until I build up to ace rank, right? Um, and the trainer here ends up subbing out to Swampert, and I build up to the back-to-back Shadow Punch. What I'm going to go ahead and do here is, I know they're going to shield, so I'm going to go ahead and now bring in my Venusaur, and I feel like they're going to definitely nuke me, so going to go ahead and shield this for sure, and then come out with a bunch of energy, and Shadow Venusaur is a beast. Once I take out this Swampert, dude, it's just chunking it. We're going Shadow against Shadow, so that Swampert had no chance. I'm gonna go ahead and do we ended up CMPing, unfortunately. I ended up throwing actually no, I don't think that was CMP. I ended up throwing a Vine Whip, so that was my mistake. Now I'm gonna go ahead and throw the Vine Whip. And I'm thinking this should be hopefully enough to take it out. And although it's resisted, it gets so close. I know Mana Buzz is really tanky, but these Frenzy Plants do a huge amount of damage even when they are resisted. And now we were actually met with a Venusaur. They're not Shadow. They're going to go ahead and shield it. They're going to go ahead and respect that, and we're able to reach another one since we resist the Vine Whips. And guys, if you want to see more Pokemon Go content, you like videos like this, make sure to leave a like and also consider subscribing. Right here, honestly, I could have built up probably to the Earthquake. That probably would have been the move. But I felt like the Rock Slide, I should be able to kind of comfortably be able to farm him down. So, I mean, it was still pretty okay, but probably could have gone to that for that Earthquake. So right here, they're going to have to throw. I'm going to be able to farm them down otherwise. So they're going to go ahead and throw energy. And basically what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to bring back the Venusaur and basically wrap things up. Establish dominance. Make sure the Shadow wins. Let's go. Now we're going to go ahead against the Medi Noctowl core. So this Medi, I think it's going to go ahead and stay in. Realizes it's not... it doesn't have a good lead there. So they finally swap out. And this opponent is running the Medi Noctowl Lantern that I actually played earlier this week, and we're gonna go ahead and take this like a champ. I want to go ahead and build just a little bit over, that way I can have a ton of energy coming out. Gonna go ahead and throw this Frenzy Plant, and this is basically gonna cut this Lantern and have boom, get out of here. And now this trainer is gonna bring the Noctowl. I believe it's gonna be the Noctowl, which we were expecting there. They're definitely not gonna bring the Medi because I have a lot of energy. Yep. So honestly, I think what I could have done was throw also a Frenzy Plant there. I'm pretty sure they probably would have shielded that. But I don't think we would have made it to the second Frenzy, so wouldn't have made sense. Actually, maybe we could have. Regardless, still wanted to go for the extra damage. Not going to bring in G-Fest to soak up the damage. And this Noctowl has built up, I think, to like 9 wing attacks. So they're going to go ahead and throw a Shadow Ball. They still have some energy there. And I'm going to go to the Rock Slide. I immediately throw, and our opponent is able to read that. They catch it. Great play on their part. Not going to bring in the Haunter. I do have some energy there, so going to go ahead and not throw a Shadow Punch. And at this point, I think he feels like he's behind, so he doesn't end up shielding that. And what I'm going to go ahead and do, because I really want to threaten the Noctowl, I'm going to have to shield this right here. And I'm basically going to go ahead and build up to an Ice Punch coming out of this match. Get to the Ice Punch, completely farm down the Medi, and now the Noctowl does get a move in there, but it's all good. Excuse me, going to go ahead and now do the Ice Punch, and does so much damage. Now, Haunter is super glassy, so that's the only thing. You definitely want to go ahead and shield almost about everything with the Haunter. Right there, decide to let it go because of G-Fisk, it's going to be the win con. I need to build to the back-to-back Rock Slide, so they're going to go ahead and empty out the Shadow Ball right there, and going to go ahead and this is just going to be the wing attack, so I'm pretty sure the energy dry at this point. Going to go ahead and shield them, and we're going to be able to resist his wing attacks. Get to the back-to-back Rock Slide here, and we're just going to go ahead and do the first one to get the shield, and now we're going to get the next one to wrap it up. So really loving this team, and it's very fun. I feel like I would run Tremendant in the front just because the Noctowl match is not, you're not really going to do very well against it, so that's why the Haunter with the Ice Punch is the perfect Pokemon there. And now we're going to be met with a Pelipper, and I'm going to go ahead and Pelipper, is somewhat I don't want to consider glassy, but its defense isn't the greatest. So I'm pretty sure that's why this opponent ended up actually shielding there, and we win CMP because Haunter has such a huge high attack stat, and I definitely don't want to let that go. I figure I'm going to go ahead and CMP right here, and they're doing a great job by predicting that because I'm throwing as soon as I get it. So they end up catching that. So now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is bring in the Bastiodon. I'm gonna bring in my G-Fisk, and I'm gonna go ahead and undercharge this. I'm gonna go ahead and do one to great because I want to come out with so much energy. But they go ahead and shield that, so they're scared of the G-Fisk. I don't want to use my last shield. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm not even gonna shield this right here. We take that perfectly. Just check that out. Right here, I end up going and use the Earthquake, and I try to also undercharge, thinking maybe with Nice it's not gonna take it out, but it does end up taking out from that health range. And now they bring in a Deoxys. I'm gonna go ahead and Earthquake it since their shield's down, and this is definitely looking pretty close because it's looking scary because they do have Psycho Boost, which would probably just nuke my Venusaur into Shadow. Gonna go ahead and bring in the Haunter, and I'm gonna go ahead and shield this. I know that the Pelipper's at a move, but I basically kind of want them to throw their energy. They're going to go ahead and take us out with the Weather Ball. So now they're energy dry. And now it is still looking really close. I don't like the way it... but I'm going to go ahead and farm here. And I'm a little bit worried, but they ended up throwing right away. Honestly, what would have been... But they were probably scared to get taken out too. But basically, my Wincon ended up being me coming out with energy to meet the opposing... I can't remember his name... the Deoxys, and we end up taking it out. Very close match. Ended up taking it with that Sludge Bomb. Moving on to the next one, we got Haunter against Obstagoon. So this is a huge core breaker of the team. We're weak against it in the back as well. But looking back at it, honestly, maybe I should have just swapped in the G-Fisk. We are still G-Fisk is pretty tanky, so we could at least gone to some maybe like 2 Rock Slides and threatened it. Shielded one. Most likely would have had to. But definitely a core breaker to have Obstacle in the lead. And as you guys have noticed, also on the left, I've gone ahead and actually started providing IVs. I know it was asked earlier this week, so for those that are interested in IVs of the Pokemon I use, definitely use that as reference. And one thing to note, IVs are important, but they're not everything. As you can see, the IVs of my Hunter are horrible. I literally just built it for the Evolution Cup last time, and I just went ahead and used them. For this one, I feel like it's doing well regardless of the IVs. Honestly, IVs, in my opinion, are basically really good against the mirror match. So if you're playing Noctowl versus Noctowl, but sometimes they also play a factor when it comes to how much damage a Pokemon does to your Pokemon. So there is that too, but it's not everything. It is sometimes how you play as well. So right here, our opponent switches out to a Trevenant. I'm basically they're trying to get the energy because they don't want to bring back the Obstagoon, and for me to go ahead and reduce its health. But as you can see, it's not looking too good because also although we had 2 shields, I'm forced to use this one, and they're gonna chunk us a pretty decent amount before taking us out. They actually ended up switching there, and obviously I gotta shield this Night Slash would go ahead and nuke the Haunter. So definitely a harder match, and they end up 2 shielding us. It's looking like a 2 shield flex, and I'm going to go ahead and throw Shadow Punch, thinking they might shield it, but they don't shield it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the Ice Punch now, and they're gonna basically take us out. I don't have any more shield, so just a team definitely you don't want to see, but it is what it is. But honestly, if you were to see the Obstacle in the front, what you should go ahead and do is just probably switch into to G-Fisk. Would probably work a lot better. Anyway, moving on to the next one, we got Haunter against Noctowl. So I'm thinking anytime you see Noctowl, there's probably going to be a Medi in the back. And so in this case, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to stay in. I'm going to go ahead and start pressuring this Noctowl with Ice Punches. I'm going to go ahead and do the first one. And I'm going to go ahead and shield this one because I want to be able to get a shield. I want to get a shield in return because I'm going to go ahead and shield this. They're going to go ahead and do a Sky Attack. And I'm going to be able to get to this next Ice Punch. And basically, they're going to have to take us out. That is basically what this trainer is going to have to do. Going to go ahead and do this Ice Punch. They're definitely going to shield that because it would take them out otherwise. And at this point, I am just going to go ahead and go down. I don't want to use another shield. Going to bring in the G-Fisk, but I do a huge mistake here. So don't go ahead and do this. Because most of the time, unless I think you have a really high attack G-Fisk, you're not going to win CMP. I thought Noctowl will win regardless, but there was this match where I actually lost CMP to a G-Fisk, so I figured it really just depends on the IVs of the G-Fisk. But anyway, right here, since I messed up, what I'm trying to do is just overfarm to get a better advantage for the next matchup. And I'm thinking they're probably gonna do a Shadow Ball, but it's just a Sky Attack. So we'll take that. Most likely, maybe they're only running one move with a Noctowl, and we're met with an Obstagoon in the back. Gonna go ahead and straight up nuke it with the Earthquake, and hopefully I can reach a Rock Slide from this range, maybe. But we do end up seeing Peeing there, so we're gonna go ahead and let the G-Fist go down at that point. And now I'm gonna go ahead and bring in the Venusaur, and I was basically thinking of just farming it all the way down, and most likely they have a Lantern or something in the back because the opponent called it quits. Got a 4 out of 5 out of that set. Really happy with this team. Definitely destroys that Medi Noctowl core that no one really likes right now. So definitely try out the team, guys. And I hope you have a great weekend. And again, thanks for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.